Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of The Mayor Show. This show, we're going to talk about manufacturing, but here's the question. What does this tennis ball, this tennis court, have to do with manufacturing in the city of Burbank? Take a couple seconds to think about it. We're not at a park.
A little bit more. There we go, nice.
And welcome to this edition of The Mayor Show.
There we go. Let's get this right.
Well, after hitting a few balls right now, we're going to go in and meet the owner of this international company based here in Burbank that produces these machines that are sold international with regards to tennis, baseball, soccer, and volleyball. I am here with the CEO, Mr. Bill Green of Sports Tutor. Thank you for allowing us to come and allowing members of the public to learn about this great company. Please introduce yourself.
Bill Green, CEO of Sports Tutor, and glad to have you here.
Tell me about your company.
We've been around for about 28 years. We are the largest manufacturer of tennis ball throwing machines in the world. We also make baseball machines and soccer machines and volleyball machines.
How did you come about establishing this business in Burbank?
We looked for places that were business friendly, and Burbank is very business friendly.
I had the privilege of meeting you about 2 years ago. I know your company and you personally have a commitment with the Burbank Tennis Center. Can you please tell the members of the audience what your connection is?
I have a foundation called the Greenlight Foundation, and every year we sponsor a 3-day tennis camp for individuals with Down syndrome at the Burbank Tennis Center. And Burbank has been very nice, and Steve at the tennis center, of giving us basically run of the whole tennis center for 3 mornings every year to run this camp for the more underprivileged of us, the kids with the Down syndrome.
Well, I appreciate it, and I was very pleasantly surprised to know your commitment to our special needs community members, as my older brother is one, so it's very close to my heart. Thank you. Can you please tell the members of the audience the room that we're in and some of these machines?
Okay, this is our lobby where people can come in and we can show them all the different machines that we have. All of our portable tennis machines are over here. You can see we have a number of different kinds of machines, including a new green one down there, which is a pickleball machine for the newest, fastest growing sport. But we made our name in tennis machines, and we're the number one manufacturer in the world. We export them to over 60 countries. And then we got into baseball, and we have a baseball machine that is considered the best baseball machine in the world. We're at the very high end of baseball. And then we also got into soccer and volleyball. Both of those are worldwide sports, and we've shipped those machines to places as different as Peru, Iran, Iraq, China, just all over the world. Soccer, being another worldwide sport.
And your background, were you a professional tennis player? What's your background?
I was not. I played just about every sport but tennis growing up through college, and then after college I took up tennis. And I looked for a portable ball machine, and there wasn't one. And I had an engineering degree and a business degree, and always wanted to start my own business. And I thought, hey, maybe this would be a good business. So I built one, showed it to people, and did some research, and figured I would be maybe not the only one in the world who would like a portable tennis machine. So this is 1988. We came out with the very first ever portable battery-powered tennis ball machine, and then that's what started the company, and it's grown since then.
How many employees do you employ in this company?
We employ close to 30 employees.
Well, this show is all around manufacturing, to let the residents know of Burbank that Burbank is still a manufacturing town, even though sometimes we don't know about, like in this case, hopefully people will know that you are a good company in our city. Do you have any historical machines that maybe we can show to the public?
We have a museum upstairs that has not just a history of our machines from the very beginning, but also a history of ball machines in general.
Do you mind taking us up there?
Let's go.
Outstanding. Wow, there's some really nice historical machines here, but being naive that I am and you the subject matter expert, tell me about this Tennis Ace tennis ball machine, 1967.
This was the state of the technology back then. They basically took an arm, kind of like you still see in some pitching machines today with a spring, and flip the arm and throw the tennis ball.
Well, and what about these? Tell me about these machines here.
This was the first prototype machine that I made of what became the tennis tutor machine. And then I realized I could make it even smaller. So I made that prototype, out of bent metal and things. And then I hired a company to help me make a prototype out of basically a fiberglass type material, what it would look like when we finally made it in production. And then these white ones are our first ever production machines. We made the first 100 or so white because tennis was considered a very white sport at the time. Wimbledon used white balls, it was all white clothes, but we very quickly decided that it looks much better in black. So we made it in black, and then many years later we've made hundreds and thousands of these machines.
Mr. Green, tell me about this machine.
This was the first ever commercially successful ball machine called the Ball Boy. It was started in the late 50s, very early 60s, and again, it used that technology where it would take a ball and fling it.
And some of these other machines, I'm looking at this one here called the Lobster, and it was built in the era of 1988. Tell me about it.
That is actually a machine that I owned, that when I finished college, I bought that machine and wanted to learn to play tennis, but I didn't have a house. At the time, ball machines were considered only for people who had tennis courts at their houses and for tennis clubs. But I lived in a condo, and so I said, I bought that and took it out to the local park, and it was problematic because I had to find a court with power. It was very loud. People didn't like it. It ripped the upholstery in my car because it wouldn't fit in the trunk. And that's what motivated me to build those prototype machines you just saw and eventually build the world's first portable battery-powered ball machine. I did some research and found that 80% of the people who play tennis don't have access to either a tennis club or a home court. They play on public courts. So for all of us, I built the first battery-powered portable ball machine. So
at the end, when we started our show, we were in your lobby looking at all your new machines that are up for sale. So you're telling me those are all battery powered?
All the small ones are battery powered. We also make AC powered machines for clubs, but the majority of what we sell are the portable battery powered machines.
And how long do they last on a charge? How do you rate it?
Depending on which one you buy, we have models that go anywhere from a little over $500 to over $2,000. They can last from 2 to 3 hours up to 6 hours on a charge.
Modern technology. Now, that's a segue. I want to go into the factory. I want to see how you guys are making the magic happen.
All right. Well, let's go. The factory's that way.
All right, let's go. So here we are looking from the top floor of this great big factory. One thing I have to ask you, I noticed that the lights are off.
Because we only need lights a few days in the wintertime when it's cloudy, because we put skylights throughout the whole factory to get natural light and to save energy and be good energy consumers.
And I noticed you also did drought tolerance landscaping on your property.
Yeah, we saw that coming several years ago, and we started with some test places to see if it would work, and it did. And so we're more than half done putting drought tolerant landscaping in a whole property.
Well, thank you for helping us meet our billion-gallon water challenge, and most important, being a good, friendly environmental company. Tell me about how big is the floor space here?
We've got about 28,000 square feet of factory here, and we build tennis machines, which you see in the foreground, and we build baseball and soccer and volleyball machines further toward the back. And we've got some batting cages that hopefully we can get you in and have some fun.
I like it. Let's go downstairs and check it out. What are we looking at? What's going on in this phase of manufacturing?
This is the final phase of manufacturing, which is testing. We test every single machine that we make to make sure everything works. And Patty here is testing the machine high speed, low speed, high angle, low angle to make sure everything works.
Outstanding. What am I looking at on these tables?
These are machines that are mostly made, they just need the top put on them, and then from there they move on to testing. The nice thing about this is that even at this stage, you can see that everything works, and there you get a nice view of what a tennis machine is in the inside. You can make it go higher and lower. I can turn the speed up, I can turn the speed down. You can do a lot of testing to make sure everything is okay at this stage before we put the top on it, and then do final testing over at the testing stations. I can even make it oscillate, which is fun. Make it go left and right to give you a good workout.
There's not that many components.
It's one of our design philosophies is you do everything as simply as possible. It looks very, very simple, but to make something look very simple, that's the trick.
And going through your museum and looking at this small electronic board right here, boy, as times have changed.
Times have changed a lot. I mean, in the old days, you had to flick a switch and you had no control of speed, very little control of trajectory. Now we can control everything. This is a mini computer right here.
Wow, interesting. So we're walking here. Green. What's with the green boxes, the machines? What's this employee working on?
This is our newest machine. It just came out in June of last year. It's a pickleball machine called the Pickleball Tutor, and it is the fastest growing racket sport in the United States. It's growing 30-40% a year right now. So we keep track of things like that, and when it got to a certain point, we said, hey, we got to make a machine for this new game. So it was a modification of other machines, and to differentiate it, we made it green, plus pickleball kind of,
And for the folks that don't know what pickleball is, can we explain it to them?
Yeah. Pickleball is played on a badminton-sized court, but a tennis-high net with its closest relative might be paddleball. Paddleball-sized court, and it's played with a polyball, a plastic ball, and usually composite or wood paddles, and often played at doubles. A lot of people who can no longer play tennis due to limitations are now picking up pickleball.
Interesting. So I see that your shelves are full of supplies, parts. Your shelves are full of boxes and supplies. You must be doing pretty well.
We try. We are, like I said, we're the number one manufacturer of tennis ball machines in the world, and to maintain that, we have to keep a steady supply of parts rolling through here.
I'm just excited that you're in Burbank, and it's about manufacturing.
Well, we love Burbank. Burbank has been very good to us, and we plan on staying.
Outstanding. And what's going on here?
All of our machines use wheels to throw the balls, and much like your car tire that needs to be balanced, because you know what happens if it don't, you kind of rumble on down the road. We have to balance every wheel that we put on every machine, so our machines sound like instead of a helicopter taking off.
You know what? Let's go take a look at a baseball machine now, and maybe I can try my luck at one of your baseball machines. See if I can hit a few balls. What do you think?
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I'll give it a try. Peter, before we get to the batting cage, I really want to stop, and I got to tell you something. It is so bright in here, but the lights are off. Can you tell me about what's going on with... Talk to me.
As you can see, we have a plethora of skylights. And because we own the building, we could have the foresight to say, hey, even though this costs a lot more money to put skylights in, over time, and we've been here over 15 years already, we're going to save a lot of money and save a lot of energy by putting skylights in and using natural light, which is also better for the employees. So it never made sense to me to put up solar panels and then use solar panels to light lights. Why not just use the sun directly? And it's better for everybody.
I think it's great. I'm just amazed of how bright it is in here. And this is wintertime. I can only imagine summertime how bright it is here.
Yeah, and like I said, the real benefit is the employees like it much better. It's much better for people to work in natural light than it is in artificial light.
I think this is great. This is excellent. Excellent. So I guess I got to be blunt. What's your power bill like with all these, skylights? What is your power bill?
Well, this is a 28,000 square foot factory and plus office, and the power bill for all of this is comparable to the power bill for my house.
You're kidding me.
No, not at all.
Wow, that is awesome. And this is environmentally friendly. This is what I like. This is great.
Yeah, we try to do our best. That's why we put in the skylights, and that's why we put in the drought tolerant. We're trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Well, we appreciate you as a city. Thank you. Now let's get to that batting cage.
Let's go. There we go.
Don't think I'm going to try out for baseball anytime soon. Don't think the Dodgers want me.
Okay, this is a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Send me one at 90 miles an hour. I want to feel that. I want to see it.
Here it comes.
Woo! 90 miles an hour. Ay, ay, ay. That is fast. So what are you doing here?
We're going to set up a sequence of pitches. That's the neat thing about this machine. It just doesn't throw one pitch over and over. It can throw different pitches one after another as fast as every 7 seconds. So we're going to throw a 69-mile-an-hour fastball, then a 65-mile-an-hour right-handed curve, and then a 90-mile-an-hour fastball consecutively.
Mr. Green, that 90-mile-an-hour ball, I can hear the whooshing of the air. Incredible. I have a whole new respect for that. Never played the game, but most important, thank you. Thank you so much for opening up your manufacturing business here. Thank you for being in Burbank. Thank you for being environmentally friendly. Is there anything in closing that you would like to let the public know about your company, or anything that maybe I didn't ask that you think it's important for them to know about this great company in Burbank?
We love being here in Burbank. Thank you for being environmentally friendly. And if you need a tennis ball machine, now you know where to go.
Thank you so much for your time. This has been a great day for us. Thank you.